Hello, welcome to a new unboxing gang week analysis. Today will be a new FeiLun product. They are very known for their RT-Bot, and recently I reviewed already a quadcopter racer, brushless racer. Now it's a 3D easy 3D quadcopter, a toys quadcopter from FeiLun. The exact reference is the FX119, so it's a pretty light micro quadcopter with, as I said previously, some easy 3D control. So it comes with this white canopy, blue props on front and white on rear. So what you will find inside, here is the contents. Okay, so basically the quadcopter is taking the old school carbon boom. Okay, so it was very used maybe for the 2 or 3 years quadcopter. A lot of the ball toys or other model was done with this X frame with some carbon boom. So for example, this one installed in this machine are exactly some 2.5 millimeters square carbon boom. Okay, they are pretty short, I guess something like less than something like 5 centimeters long. Okay, so this quadcopter is really pretty light. Okay, so you have just a basic canopy, a plastic canopy installed on top. You just need to pull out on these 2 plastic pads, okay, to release the top canopy part. Okay, so with this quadcopter you will have a 1 cellule LiPo, 350 mAh with a discharge rate of 25 C. Okay, and associated with, you will have in this bag some spare elements. Of course, you will have a micro USB charging. Okay, this one very compact, where you will be able to insert the micro LED connector. Take at least 40-45 minutes to charge your LiPo with this one. And you will have in this bag 4 spare props, 2 blue and 2 white, and also 4 prop guards, okay, in case of braking. So a nice option. You can really easily release a prop guard, just pull out on it and it's okay, and reinsert like this is pretty good. Motors are 7 millimeters by 20, coreless type of course, and props, 3D props are quite long. They are close to 60 millimeters long. Okay, if I can give exact measurement, you will see that it's close to 60 millimeters long, a little bit more. Okay, so they are pretty efficient. Be aware around the hub section, it could be a little bit fragile during the insertion or the release. Okay, notice on the motors there are some piece of black hot glue there, I guess to avoid the motor to slip inside the motor housing. Okay, concerning the electronics inside, you will have the AvanSense 6050C for the 6-axis stabilization. ARM core, or I can't remember well if it's an STM32, which should be a compatible one, but the RF chip is an LT8910. It's not very used RF chip, and this one got a very low data rate. It means that the radio protocol should run something like 250 kilobit by second, even lower if I'm not wrong, according to the data sheet. It means that, in fact, paradoxically, the control range which will be not so bad, because the data rate is, in my point of view, is more adapted to the radio control transmission. Is not obliged to transmit all the time to 1 megabit per second just to transmit 6 or 8 channel. It's largely too much such data rate, and it's a good idea to decrease the data rate in order to be more robust against noise and by consequence to have a better control range. The radio is a very basic, no LCD display, 4 buttons, 2 shoulder and 2 on front. This one is to select one of the 2 speed mode. This one is to turn on or off the LEDs. This one is to engage the headless mode, and this one to perform a flip. By default, it's a 180 flip, so to fly inverted. Okay, and if you long press on it or press twice, you can perform 360 degrees flips. these buttons are basic trim button. You will need 6 AA batteries, a lot of for such transmitter. The sticks are pretty poor, not very precise. Okay, so the radio is not fantastic at all. Concerning the LEDs, you will see very basic one. Two, if I'm not wrong, you will have a red on front. I will insert the connector. Okay, red on front and a basic blue on rear. Should be visible for night flying, but maybe not strong enough to perform very good night flying. The LiPo is occupying the full battery compartment. Maybe you can install a slightly longer one, maybe by 1 centimeter more longer one. Okay, so very basic quadcopter, and with some 60 props and big motors versus the ratio, because I will give now the total weight of this machine. Okay, I will use this box as a stand-up. Okay, you will see that this quadcopter with a LiPo scale something like 40 grams, and you can remove 1 gram if you remove the prop guard. So it's pretty light for 7 millimeters by 20 millimeters coreless motor. So you will have a good at least power. Maybe the 3D props are a little bit too big for such motors, and it's reducing the instantaneous thrust capacities. Okay, so maybe some shorter one could be installed in order to enjoy more, to have more punchy quadcopter. Because I found that in practice, you have only 2 speed modes available, and the yaw is fast for both. It's not proportional to the speed mode, but the pitch and roll rates are very slow. Even in the second more expert rates, it's not a very fast quadcopter. Okay, and you have a lot of inertia in command. Okay, I think the default PIDs setting written directly in the firmware are not very adapted for a sporty machine. Flips are relatively tight. It's okay. 180 flips are working perfectly. You are flying inverted, and as I said, it's an easy 3D copter. It means that you don't have to reverse your forward with backward, left with the right, and the yaw regular command. Be aware when you will do several fly inversion. I observe that sometimes my command, when I return to the normal position, was still inverted. Okay, maybe there is a kind of bug in the kind of sequence of inversion, so be aware of it. It can be surprising the first time. Okay, I will conclude about this FeiLun FX119. Well, to be honest, I like the design, but I am not impressed by the flying characteristic of this machine. A little bit slow, okay, it's not really sporty, even if it should have some sporty attitude with such design. It's very surprising. Okay, so I regret the absence on another more third mode, expert mode, with more pitch and roll rates. Okay, the flying duration time are not also amazing. Something between 5 minutes and average is not amazing for 350 mAh. We could expect more, okay? But the control range is good out of the box. You have at least 30-40 meters, and if you want to extend your control range, you have to drill a small hole on the top of the canopy to install the antenna vertically, okay? So I hope you like this video. If you like it, please submit, and if you like my channel in general, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.